Rec Center 3 and to, I guess, all of the facilities for the restrooms be sent out for comment. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay, well, there it is. I'm getting better at clicking. I just keep forgetting. Thank you, Nellie, for helping me today. All right.
May I make an
No, you've already had your time.
announcement?
Come on.
I know, I'm just waking up. Okay, I just wanted to let anybody that did not get the paperwork last night and they're interested, the city left some extra copies that I have. Thank you.
I make a motion we adjourn the meeting.
Second.
Moving second, we adjourn the meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
I was elected co-chair 3 months ago with the understanding that don't worry about it, there's not a lot you have to do as long as the chair doesn't step down. Last month, Richard Hoffman, many of you know, stepped down due to business reasons and personal reasons. We also do have a new co-chair, Linda Ruoff, right there. It's the co-chair, and she was appointed with the understanding of don't worry about it, there's not a lot you can do. So, one of the things we did at Monday's meeting is we did change our meeting date. We are now going to meet on the third Tuesday of every month at 1 p.m. and I believe it's in the RCN conference room. We did approve a red carpet rose installation at the corner of Belterra in Four Seasons. If you go out on Four Seasons, both sides of Belterra will be planted in red carpet rose. We did approve new plant material in Phase D common areas. I believe that's the Vinson Street area where it's a small slope, but the plants seem to have disappeared from that area, so we're going to update that. And O'Connell has started trimming the pine trees. If you go around to see them, just watch out for falling pine branches. But they're doing a great job on that. We did also, at our last meeting, Linda and I decided we're going to get together. We do have a map of all of the areas that have been turned over to the association. And we are going to be redistributing those areas to all of the committee members to make sure that someone is keeping track of all of the areas of the association that now belong to us. So we'll be reporting on that as it comes around. Other than that, our next meeting is going to be Tuesday, June 20th at 1 p.m. All right, thank you.
Dennis, you might want to mention that you're bringing on 2 new contractors.
I was going to let you do that.
So I'm Ann Blair. I'm the co-chair of the Lodge Committee. And last month we accepted the resignation of Bob Brandon from our committee. Bob was real instrumental in getting the kitchen remodeled, and we will miss him, but he resigned due to personal reasons. And we have 2 proposals before the board today. One to replace the blinds in the old conference room, and the second one is for the door openers for the 2 bathrooms and for the lodge door. We have all 3 bids for the 9-foot pool table that's been requested, and we'll be bringing that to the Finance Committee this month. The card room, the new chairs in the card room look great, and they're being replaced 10 at a time as far as for reupholstering. Let's see, we got approved the new hours that the bistro can use the old conference room for seating, and that will be Tuesday through Friday from 11 o'clock until 2 o'clock, and then again from 4 o'clock to close. And Saturday and Sunday they'll be able to use it all day. Let's see, and also the other groups that were meeting there have been rearranged, so it's all working out real well. Smitty's has finally gotten the second parking spot approved, and we're really happy for that, but we have seen that people are parking in their parking spot and they really need that because they go out for deliveries all the time, and they really need it to unload their groceries and things like that. So appreciate it if nobody parks in their spot. The movie theater, we've kind of redone the movies schedules, and everybody seems pretty happy with that. We're showing Downton Abbey, and everyone really likes that. And after that, so we're looking at another series like that to show in the theaters on Fridays. The library, the two librarians are fantastic, and they have rearranged the books so that more of the popular books are lower, and so that they're not as hard to get to and hard to see. So hopefully everybody can appreciate that. We meet the fourth Wednesday of the month at 11 o'clock in the RCN conference room. We do have, since Bob has resigned, we have an opening. So we're looking for someone who would like to join our committee. It's a fun committee. We do a lot of stuff around the lodge, and we're always busy. So come and either observe, or if you'd like to join, let us know. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Sherry Howard, Chair of the Rules and Reg Committee. And right now we do have 4 members with Barbara Miller to be approved if the board can approve her.
I make a motion to approve Barbara Miller to the Rules and Regulation Committee.
I'll second.
So moved and seconded to approve Barbara Miller on the Rules and Recs Committee. All in favor?
Aye.
We now have
Got it.
And we have 4 applications. One has 2 meetings attended already, and 3 were on their first. We are still reviewing our governing documents, and we'll continue that in about 2 weeks or so because of scheduling. We're being proactive in rules for the 3rd rec center and been looking ahead for the build out and the transition. We are done with our job descriptions. They just need to be typed up, and we'll get it to the board real soon. And in regards to Rec Center 3, we are looking into if there is needs for rules for tournaments, and we do hope to meet with the captains of tennis, pickleball, ping pong, and whoever it applies to. Now, we did a survey monkey for the adult guest to access without homeowner, and overwhelmingly, it was 73% for no, so, and 426 were surveyed. Adult Gas Fitness Center, 74% opposed it with 424 surveyed, and no for extending hours for the children, 65% with 427 surveyed. And we've also made several recommendations to the board on different items. So I don't know if there's any questions. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Anita Burden, Chairperson of Safety. We are still working on crosswalks. We did get the traffic survey, and that actually helps us determine where we're going to put our crosswalks. And we're looking now at doing some research on what type of visuals that will be on the road, or whether or not we will have the signs as well. So we're still working on that. Security cameras, we're getting some bids on that and doing research as to where they will be most effective. And thank you, board and Jerry, for this sidewalk repair. So we're working on that. We meet the first Tuesday of each month, and I'm trying to keep my eyes open. I'm so tired from yesterday. Oh my God. But I would like to say to everyone, if you see any safety concerns, please let staff know, let us know, because that's the way we know and can determine what we should fix, because we want to make sure that this community is safe. We're also working with Lou and the lodge and Jill with the lodge, because a lot of that works together, the facilities knows exactly what's going on in here. And I'll have some more comments when I come up as the community ambassador. Thank you so much. We meet the first Tuesday of each month at 10 o'clock in the morning at RCN, and we'll have an announcement next month about someone that we will have as a co-chair. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Marion Heron, co-chair of the Social Committee. First, I want to say paint night was a really good evening. I really feel sorry for those who didn't attend. It was an extremely noisy crowd, but all seemed very proud of their masterpieces. And one couple said they were giving them to their children for Christmas. I thought this was the epitome of payback for years of displaying children and grandchildren's artwork. SurveyMonkey, the questions are ready for board approval. All those who have asked us to repeat the paint night event and the switch night event, I'll be looking forward to receiving these suggestions when you complete your surveys. October's fashion show and luncheon. This is always a sold out event. The line for tickets for this event usually extends the full length from the reception area all the way back, and sometimes even outside the building. So ladies, if you need your tickets for this, watch out for any information, get down here quickly. We're trying to change the way we sell tickets, and we'll advise you of that at the next meeting. But really, get your dates mentioned, book it in, get people to come down and get the tickets, or you're really going to miss out on a great day. Date of our next meeting is June the 1st at 5 p.m. and we usually meet in Rec Centre North. Thank you.
Okay. There she is, eyes wide open. First of all, I want to say thank you to everyone that came to our 2 presentations yesterday. Thank you so much to the board for allowing us to have it, for the city to come in and let the other communities come and hear the money that you still will be paying no matter what, since you have numbers. Some people don't have that, but otherwise, the city manager gave us a little overview of some of the projects they have upcoming. And from this meeting yesterday, too, now the public transportation person wants to come in and talk to us about our traffic situation there on Highland Springs. So he will be bringing in Caltrans, and I told him that we needed to check with the board, and also we needed to check with the calendar because we have some things going. But that's one of our main issues is traffic. So speaking of yesterday as well, thank you for those that came. We had, before in April, we had San Gorgonio Hospital to come and talk because there is some little, conflicts, something that's going on between, some issues between Sanji and Beaver. So Sanji came in and presented their side yesterday in the morning. Beaver came and presented their side. So those of you that are impacted so far as Beaver is concerned, then some clearance was made. However, some people say, well, I'm just in Kaiser, so it doesn't matter. But if they made sure that you knew no matter what plan you're on, when there's an emergency, they will take care of you. Thank you again. We couldn't believe the number of people that was here. The next thing that's coming up on Wednesday, June the 14th, 10 a.m., Now, Loma Linda wants to come. So they are right here, and of course, we should support them because they are right here by us, and we go there for their doctors. So the Loma Linda will be here, the vice president of Loma Linda itself will be here, as well as the pharmacist, the main pharmacist. Anytime you see anything going on, a lot of, and I'm talking now as Neighborhood Watch, and that is because as a community, we're always now talking about some incidents that's going on. Please, please, take the time to lock your car. If you think you have locked your car and you're not sure, go out and check. If you find that you forgot, please take your garage door opener out of your car. So we're talking with the police, and we have some people, we're fortunate to have some people in our community that are volunteer citizen patrol, and we're going to do something about what's going on. But if you see something, say something, call the police because they keep the law. Make sure that you let the management and staff know because then they'll know what's going on. But please do not put any rumors out there on next door neighbor if it's not true. So it does need to be verified. Thank you.
Okay, that concludes our committee reports. We're going to continue on with our agenda. There are no club or group application requests. There is one facility use request, and there's no action required by the board. So now we'll move into our activities director report, and we're not up to speed yet, so we didn't get Cindy's recorded activities director report. So I'm going to let Sapphire take it.
I am going to do my best to give this to you. I am not going to give it the justice that Cindy would, but she did write it out, so that helps me. The club and class events are the PG55, which is coming up Friday, May 19th. The final show will be Saturday, May 20th, so there are 2 showings for this. You can only go to 1 showing. Make sure you get your tickets for the showing that you choose. Let's see. The Amphitheater Concert Series starts this month on Sunday, May 21st at 7 p.m. This year's first band will be a very popular band called Yachty by Nature. This band is 5 talented musicians who play tribute to such musical stars as Michael McDonald, Christopher Cross, Steely Dan, the Eagles, Neil Diamond, and more. Please do not bring your chairs down to the amphitheater until after 11 a.m. The techies will be running electrical cables and doing setup, and they do not want to worry about any risks or accidents due to all the chairs set up. This practice will also help promote community unity, as many residents get upset to see chairs out on Friday night before the Sunday concert. The Writers Club is having a special writers workshop. The Writers Club will be presenting a workshop taught by Carla Noonan, published author and resident, from 1 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. in the Lodge Ballroom. If we're lucky, I'm pretty sure that this is going to be fine. When she's saying if we're lucky, she's concerned about the construction, but we are trying to get every event that is scheduled in the ballroom to happen in the ballroom as it is scheduled. The next one is Name That Tune Game, Friday, May 26th, 6 p.m. Come and join us in the ballroom for a humorous evening of group game playing with prizes. Feel free to bring in your favorite beverages and dinners from the bistro. There are no HOA events at this time, and so that's the entire activities director report.
Nothing is awesome.
She did not say awesome. She didn't use the word.
That was an awesome report, Sapphire. Thank you so much. All right, management report. Wondering if I can do this as quickly as Ed did his report. That was my favorite.
Jamie set the timer.
Okay, you set the timer. All right, good. All right, so let's look at our statistics report for April. We had 208 issues when we started. We added an additional 106 issues for a total of 314 issues that we are tracking. We completed 91 of them, so that left 223 of them open. As you can see, a lot of the activity is due to correspondence that we are receiving and responding to. And then just kind of looking at our projects, the projects, those are the large scale projects. Those are the street sealing, the wrought iron painting, building painting. We've got 55 projects that we're working on right now. And that's a lot of hard work with, for our committees. And so I thank all the committees for their support and action on these items. All right, response report. 263 of the items were responded to within 2 hours. Obviously, we like to respond as quickly as possible, especially if there's service issues. If we've got a leaking sprinkler, we want to make sure we're getting onto it as quickly as possible so that we don't waste water. Some of them, the correspondence, the 193, those also included architectural applications. So when they look like they're getting a little bit old, it's because we're waiting for them to submit their applications and go through the 4-month process of submitting and then 4 months to install. And then completion report, 31 items were completed with less than 24 hours. Again, you're looking at the 49 for the 21 plus day. Those are your architectural applications. And those are going to take some time until they get completed. Directives and actions. We had, it looks 3 completed. This is your board action. These are the items that the board looks at in their packet. And looks kind of light. I need to give you guys some more work. All right. Okay, management communications. Board, the communications are on, in the paper copy, 120 to 176. And it's electronic is 124 to 180. I screwed up when I submitted the electronic version. It's used the page numbers, so now I have to make sure I give both page sets. So I didn't have any action items for the board. Did anybody have any questions regarding the correspondence? Great. All right, unfinished business, none. So we're going to go ahead and start on with our new business. The first item on the agenda is the Bocce Court repairs, as Lavinia had stated. After they had started the demolition of the Bocce Courts at the summit, there were some corrections that needed to be made, and you'll find the proposal in your packet to make those corrections before we can move forward. So I'd like to
I'd like to make a motion, having reviewed it, that we go ahead and approve the additional labor and material, $3,800.
I'll second.
Okay, moved and seconded that we approve additional materials and labor costs of $3,800 for the Bocce Courts. All in favor? Aye. Motion passes.
All right, the next item on the agenda is the gate system upgrade. Again, as Lavinia had stated, the gate system only accommodates 10 area codes, and I understand that we're due to get a few new ones here shortly. And so there's the proposal in the packet to upgrade the gate software system.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve Automation Pride for the $3,992.50 to do the upgrade.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded to approve upgrading the system for electronically operating the gates from 10 area codes to 255 area codes at a cost of $3,992.50. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, the next item on the agenda is sealing the streets in phases B and C, and also the large parking lot. The board received the proposals as a supplement, or I think it is included in the packet. It was recommended that Nelson Paving Group be awarded the contract. The total for the project is $145,936. There's reserve funding totaling $165,828, so we actually have net savings of $20,000.
Now, I'd like to make a recommendation, a motion that we go ahead and approve the low bidder. It's always good to approve a low bidder when they're a competent low bidder. In so doing, we'll save some money.
I'll second.
We move and seconded to approve the street ceiling for a total cost of $145,936. All in favor?
Aye.
Carries.
Okay, also, Vince had spoke about some improvements to the Vincent Crest and Lindsay Peak area, and the proposal is included in your packet. The cost would be $2,500.
I'd like to make a motion we approve the installation as on Vincent Crest as shown, Lindsay Peak as well, for $2,500.
I'll second.
We move and seconded to approve new landscaping on Vincent Crest and Lindsay Peak Slope for a cost of $2,500. In favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
And also, there is some corrections needed in the Edison easement area. What's happened is the deer grass has grown up and blocked the sprinklers from reaching the other plants behind it. And the landscape committee is recommending that we remove the first row of deer grass and make modifications for a total cost of $1,646.
I make a recommendation, we accept the proposal to remove the deer grass for a total of $1,646.
I'll second.
We moved and seconded to remove the deer grass. A lot of places, they just hire goats. For a cost of about $13,116 out of the front yard cost center and $1,646 out of the county.
$1,646 total. That $13,000 is the actual budget for that line item.
And it comes out of the front yard cost center.
Correct.
Okay. For a total cost of $1,646. Favor?
Aye.
Carries.
Okay, the next subject is the landscape maintenance contract. Who wants to talk about that?
I'll let talk about it if you want. As many of you know, it's been announced in a couple of different venues that Brad Allens, who did a large portion of landscape maintenance within 4 seasons, is retiring. And he notified us a little over a month ago, and management's been working hard to get suitable alternative landscape maintenance contractors to come out, do a job walk, and hopefully bid on it. And one of the outcomes of this effort has been we realized all the time we were getting a very good price on landscape maintenance from Brad Allens when compared to others. But management had 5 different companies come out and do a job walk and provide bids, and of course have a spreadsheet here so that the board could analyze it at some depth. And so it amounts to that we propose having 3 landscape maintenance contractors take over, so we have enough company coverage for build out. And what that does also is it has spirited competition. We felt it was good to have Brad Allens and O'Connell, because that way they're always looking over their shoulder and give us a place to give a couple bids. And with 3 contractors, it would give us 3 opportunities to have 3 bids on any type of larger tree replacement. So the board has looked at this again in some depth, and what we'd like to do is have one in detail, Tom O'Connell, do area phase A, the common area in the front yard cost center, including the lot. Another, can we mention the name there? Artistic. Yes, there, okay. Artistic maintenance, as shown up there, would have a different area, B and C. And then Park West Landscape to do the remaining areas D, E, trails, Edison easement, fuel modification. And also those areas in D that will have homes built would be ultimately included in that area. So again, the good old days are gone, getting a good deal. And it may like the result that was mentioned earlier by Jerry at the beginning of the meeting, that we'll have proposed meeting of the front yard cost center, folks. That's 556 homes that receive front yard cost center maintenance, including myself and a few of the board members, I think. And we'll go into, like Lynn and I did in June of 2009, showing a breakout of front yard cost center and what any cost implications would be as a result of that meeting. So that's
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the awarding of 3 contracts for our landscape. Phase A to be to the O'Connell Landscape Company, phases B and C to be awarded to Artistic Maintenance, and phases D, E, the trails, Edison easement, fuel modification area, be awarded to Park West Landscape Management. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes.
What's the difference? What's the cost?
The difference in cost for the common area is, our budget is $50,000 and change, and the total of the 3 contracts for common area is $37,000 and change. However, there is an increase in the front yard cost center, and so the board is going to put together a presentation to explain the differences in the costs. So anyone in front yard cost center, attend the town hall meeting on May 30th at 6 p.m. Hopefully here in the ballroom. Otherwise, if there's construction going on, we'll find an appropriate location. Okay, our next item is the conference room blinds here in the lodge. The lodge committee had made recommendations on changing out some of the blinds, and the total cost is $650.40.
I make a motion that we approve the lodge committee's request to replace the blinds in the lodge conference room for $650.
I'll second.
So moved and seconded to replace the blinds in the lodge conference room at a cost of $650.40. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Next item is the automatic doors that, like Libby had spoken about. The lodge committee is recommending that we install the automatic doors in 3 different locations. The total cost, including the electric hookup, is $9,640.35.
I make a motion that we install the lodge automatic doors for a price of $9,640.35.
I'll second it.
It's been moved and seconded to install automatic door openers. Let's see. 1 set for the bathrooms, the men's and the women's, and then the 3rd one to be for the door over at the entrance to the ballroom. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
And the last item on the agenda is the Recreation Center 3 proposed rules. And you'll see the amendments up at the top. Just a reminder that prior to the effect of any rule, it does require it to be sent out to the homeowners for comment for 30 days. And so with the board's approval of the recommendation, there was also a request to include language regarding the homeowners or residents being required to attend to their guests at all times. At the Rules and Regs Committee meeting, there was a discussion on when it is not appropriate for that to happen. For example, if you have a young grandson, they may be of an age that is not appropriate to go into the women's room, and therefore you would not be able to accommodate that at all times. And so the language would be changed to state guest use of the restroom facilities, resident is not required to be in attendance at that time. So that eases some residents' mind on that.
So I make a motion that we take the rules and regulations recommendations and put them out to homeowner comment.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded to post the proposed rules change to. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank everybody for their patience. This is my first meeting without my professional IT person, Eric. All right. We'll wait till this beautiful slide presentation concludes. Awesome. Okay, introductions. My name is Jerry Mugo. I'm your general manager. I'm proud to announce I have Sapphire Rhodes, your assistant general manager. We also have Nellie Alcacer in the back taking notes, and we have Ted Creasy for service regional manager in the back. All right, board members, we have Lynn Tavernetti, board president, Jeannie Czar, board vice president, Jerry Monahan, board director, Fred Weck, board secretary, and Claudine Diaz, board CFO. Right. Announcements. I just announced Sapphire, so I'm very excited to include her on our management team. Thank you again. Thank you. Okay, a couple of updates. Bighorn Slope, for those homeowners that have their homes back up to the Bighorn Slope, work to plant some additional plants in that area is scheduled to begin within the next 3 to 4 days, so we're very excited to have that added to our community. You can clap for that too, yes. It's been long in coming. Glacier Park Landscape. Just wanted to update the homeowners that are currently interested in the planting of that slope. We did take that out to the neighbors that have a direct impact by the slope, and you'll see it if you're on the corner of Four Seasons Circle as well as Plymouth Rock. A survey went out to the homeowners in that area asking for their opinion. It came back that everyone was in favor of planting Myoporum on the slope. We actually had some landscape experts come out and take another look at it, and it was determined that there may be another plant material that would be more appropriate for that slope. We're out there getting proposals for what's called low-boy acacia. They're a very hardy plant that requires low maintenance, less water, and is more tolerant to our weather conditions. So as soon as we get more information, the landscape committee will be communicating with those residents in the area and bringing them up to speed regarding that item. Wrought iron painting. At the last board meeting, the board approved painting the wrought iron in the community. We are meeting with the company tomorrow for that schedule. And so we'll be making sure that everybody gets notice. I think they're looking to start sometime late next week and early the week after. So if you have anything attached to your fence, I would recommend go ahead and start removing it from the rod, if you have wrought iron backing up to your property.
Is that the whole community?
Yes, it's phases A, B, and C. All right, and then lodge building and painting. Again, the board approved painting all of the buildings here at the lodge facility. That includes spa building and RCN. We have submitted the contract to the vendor. We're just waiting for scheduling. We're also having conversations as far as whether it's appropriate to paint before, or should we be waiting until after the truss repair and the ballroom repairs have been completed. So more information will be presented when I have it. And then the board has scheduled a special meeting on May 30th. May 30th, sorry. It's a Tuesday at 6 p.m. to discuss the front yard cost center budget. The board will be looking at landscape maintenance proposals for those areas, and it will require an adjustment to the budget. So notice will be sent out to all the homeowners, encouraging you to attend and hear the presentation. All right, with that, we'll move on to the homeowner input. This is limited to 3 minutes per homeowner, and only one request to speak form may be submitted per homeowner. There will be no sharing or passing of time to another person. Homeowner input may be held for a maximum period of 30 minutes before the board meeting begins to allow the board to proceed with the business portion of the meeting. This portion of the meeting is limited to board participation only. Residents are welcome and encouraged to stay for the full meeting to witness the business of the corporation taking place by your governing agents. How many people attended the meeting last night? Yeah, I expect our meeting will be just as exciting as the one last night. All right, our first speaker is Donna Lewis.
I'm Donna Lewis, and I live at 1554 Bighorn, and I want to give a big thanks to the management, the landscape team, and the board of directors, because whatever we put on that hill that's going to make that hill look good, we're good, whether it's my apartment, whether it's something else, and we want it to be successful. So thank you, even if we do take a little extra time to get the right product up there. And what I want to say is I know we're all excited about Rec 3 opening up, and I think the one thing that disappoints me a little bit is it seems to be causing some controversy within the community. And I've never heard anybody take ownership. I keep hearing somebody's taking ownership, and I've never really heard that. But I'm looking forward to, it opening up and the opportunities that are going to be up there. And so I just wanted to make sure that we all respect each other, open it up, see how it goes, and then take a look at our facilities here, because when that does open up, it's going to open up some other facilities here, and there are a lot of us that are active in, this is an adult active community, and we are still active, and these facilities are important to us that are active, and we've got some big groups playing outside, and we really do need more space. So I'm hoping that we move forward quickly with being able to make any changes that we need to make here, and letting people settle in up at Rec 3 as well. And remember, we still have the summit too. So 3 different lodges that offer different activities for different people, and I think it's going to be great.
Okay, our next speaker is Claudia Rossi.
Good afternoon, Honorable Board, management team, and our neighbors. I'm here, I live at 1520 Belterra, and I'm here representing the BASE Neighborhood Community Group. BASE stands for Belterra, Arroyo, Coronado, and Edgebrook. Those are the names of the 4 streets in our little community. We have 43 homes in our neighborhood. And in late 2015, early 2016, our neighborhood came together and said, now that we're all built out and everybody's moved in, let's have a party. So looking ahead, we planned our first 4th of July street party. And we had given some kind of notice to the lodge that we were moving forward with the party. We closed a portion of Belterra and Arroyo, and we actually held our party in the street. We sold tickets. We had 110 people last year. This year, we would like to do the same thing. So I inquired with staff in the lodge, and they recommended that I come to today's meeting and ask the board for direction of whether or not there's anything else I need to do on behalf of our committee to submit paperwork or anything like that. We intend to have a live band this year, so we're up in the game a little bit. We're going to sell tickets, and the party is intended to be from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. So we'd be shut down and cleaned up, closed by 9 o'clock. Pretty much, we have a very active committee of about 16 neighbors that work, and so I needed to ask direction of the board and management staff of what you think we might need to do.
I asked them to kind of present their ideas to the board as they were having a live band, which may cause some neighbors concern with the noise. So I wanted to make sure I presented it to the board for any questions or concerns.
Well, typically that would come in the form of a proposal, correct? To us? A facility use of some sort? Would this be considered a facility use application?
Because it's using the street.
Yes, I would like to see that filled out by them, and then at the next board meeting, we can make a determination.
Sure. So we'll get you the correct form and get it filled out, and then the board can review it at the June meeting.
No problem. Thank you folks very much for your consideration.
Okay, other than that, I did not receive any additional homeowner input speaker forms, so we'll move forward with the agenda. On the agenda, we have the consent calendar, and what's included on the consent calendar is the Secretary's report in minutes from April 13th and April 17th, and the financial report, which includes the March 2017 financial statements, the investment plan, any financial analysis requests, which there were none, and approval of liens or foreclosure actions, which there were none.
Can I make a motion that we accept the consent calendar as presented?
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to accept the consent calendar. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes.
All right, next on the agenda is the report on executive session or action taken between meetings. On April 26th, there was an executive session where the board reviewed third-party contracts and a couple of personnel issues. This morning at 9 a.m., they held an executive session where they reviewed 9 delinquency hearings, 47 enforcement hearings, 37 of those were for age verification non-response. They also reviewed contracts. There were no contracts up for renewal. However, they did approve a cleaning contract for the glass walls over along Highland Springs that are on the homeowner's property line as well as our line, $402 per quarter by All About Cleaning. They also approved the purchase and setup of Rec Center 3, the startup expenses, which include all of the utilities, purchase of the computer, basic cameras, and signage. And that was not to exceed $11,500. And then they also approved the recommendation by the safety committee to repair the sidewalks. There were 387 areas that need attention. And the total cost of that contract was $18,460.
With the note that we were going to go out.
There was the condition that in some of the areas we believe that K-Hovnanian may have some warranty responsibility. So the contract was approved with the condition that K-Hov be contacted to support the warranty areas. On legal issues, on Monday we were served with a lawsuit by mail, and the board also approved the 2017 personnel plan. We'll go ahead and start with our committee reports. Our first committee is the architectural.
Good afternoon. Going over the agenda, total guests for April were 16 guests. We would certainly like to see that. I'm sorry. We would certainly like to see that increased, encouraging our homeowners to come in during Exhibit A contract suggestions and landscaping. Total new applicants for April were 12. 11 were approved. Total addendums, 24 addendums were submitted, 21 were approved. Total Exhibit Cs, which are completed, 48 Cs were submitted, 35 were completed. In the old business, we had some issues with double gates, 2 homeowners. This is an extended property line between 2 homes that allowed for the gating to be, to occupy a double gate. We had 2 homeowners that submitted. We met with that and decided that would not be something feasible for us to move ahead on, considering there is a change to the gate that's in themselves, the fencing. So there's only those 2 from this point going forward. We're not going to approve any of that to come across our table. The Exhibit A, the contractor's help with permits has moved along very well. Exhibit A has a topic across the top that indicates the homeowners to make sure that they look for permits and that they get copies of those from the contractors. The ARC recruiting effort in June, Breeze, is going to be very nice. Each one of us, a member of the committee, wrote a recruiting statement, so to speak, that will appear encouraging other homeowners to come and take a look at the committee and possibly join us. Then we had 3 extension requests, and then the co-chair discussion was whether they would accept me or not, and it appeared to be unanimous, so here I am. I thank you very much, committee. The only other issue that I would bring is new business as we move into our new project, our new development of 178 homes. We're going to have some challenges. The challenges we foresee is going to be basically the Beaumont ordinance of 8.50, which is the dark sky ordinance. We're going to have some issues to deal with in that. There is some documents that I went over and found that the verbiage in those is not the same as the cities. So I met with the director of building and safety yesterday, and we kind of ironed that out. It's Exhibit G, and this is something that the committee will have to get together and vote on, and then we'll submit for those changes. That's all I have. Thank you.
Oh, look at all that stuff up there. Good afternoon, everybody, friends and neighbors. Thank you all for taking the time out to come and connect with your community in this way. I really wish there were more folks that showed up, but I so appreciate you being here on a personal basis, and I'll speak on behalf of the Breeze Editorial Board and the Communications Committee. We really appreciate it. I'm Martha Baumgarten. I am the chair of the Communications Committee, and I'm presenting on behalf of both groups, the Breeze Editorial Board as well as the Communications Committee. We have had a changing of the guard. Randy has turned over leadership through a smooth transition to the very capable hands of Lori Larson. We had a really nice transition meeting where we made sure that everything was seamless and smooth, since Randy's going to be moving on to other pursuits. I want to remind you that always looking for new members, but if you love grammar, you're a grammar nerd like I am, we don't always confess that in public, we're grammar nerds, but it's a great place to just really enjoy reading. You get a little preview of the Breeze. I can tell you, take a look at the Architectural Committee article. It's really awesome. I can say that because I saw it. Awesome. So please think about it. It's just fun. It's a wonderful group of people, and you know what? The Breeze is like the cornerstone of our communication. What else can you do that is more impactful than joining our committee? And we'd love to see you come on the Breeze Editorial Board if you're so inclined. Reminder, articles are due no later than noon every 8th of the month. And we want to make sure that if you are a submitter, you are including contact information for your group, club, or interest group as well. Committees, we don't need that right now. Reminder, they meet at 10 a.m. Right now it's in RCN 3. I don't know for how long, but always check on your meeting locations because those could change. They also have the proofing meeting the 10th of the month, same schedule, 10 a.m. And that room is, as we found out this past week, to be determined. As far as communications go, we now have 6 members. We're still looking for more. We need readers and editors and writers and photographers, and anybody who might have database web experience would be wonderful. We have begun editing our new website, actually. If you can imagine, everything that's out there on the website now was just automatically uploaded to the new website with an entirely new structure. So there's quite a lot of sorting out to be done. We're culling, we're archiving, we're creating new content. So I think it's going to be very exciting. That work is underway, and it's really fun and interesting work. We're excited to be collaborating more and more with other committees to see how we can also serve them. So, we may have some capabilities that they don't have, and likewise, they have some capabilities that we don't have. So we're trying to really, mix it up a little bit and synergize on all of those resources. We meet at 11 a.m. in the RCN, the first Wednesday of the month. And, finally and not least, I want to give a big thank you again to everyone who's here, to all of my fellow committee members and committee chairs, to the board and First Service Residential. This has been a really active week, and I try to look through it through my professional lens. I was a customer experience executive in the home building industry for many years. and helped other companies to raise the bar. And I will tell you, as I told Len last night, I have been in many professional facilities. I've been associated with many groups, and our team here is on a par with the absolute best I've ever experienced in my career. So I want to thank you all, and very earnestly, for all of your support. Our committee feels incredibly supported, and I want to thank you. That's it.
Good afternoon. We have rotated the chairmanship and the vice chairmanship now as indicated there. And I have nothing else to report, but I'll take questions, otherwise in the interest of brevity, I'm going to sit down.
Hi, I'm Alfred Bland, the chair for the Emergency Preparedness Committee. Can you hear me? Yes. I have 4 things to talk about. I'm going to probably use my fingers to count them. The first one was on April 28th, we had our kickoff campaign for the Are You Ready? We had a presentation of 3 individuals, one being the CEO of the California Earthquake Authority. His name was Glenn Pomeroy. What he talked about was earthquakes, long recovery, and mostly about insurance. How affordable earthquake insurance is now as opposed to, let's say, 10 to 15 years ago. We also had Mario Jennison, who is a disability advocate. He talked about emergency preparedness for those people that have disabilities. And I spoke about being prepared after an emergency and what you need to do in that event. Upcoming, we have a first aid workshop, June 2nd, 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock over at RCN. It's limited as far as sign-ups. I believe there's only 20 available spaces. You could sign up by emailing me at, let's see, it's epp-4sb@hotmail.com. And we'll take verse 20. Also, on September 15th, 16th, and 17th, we're going to be hosting CERT classes, which is Community Emergency Response Team. And that's also, seating is also limited in that, and it's first come, first come. That's hosted by the City of Beaumont. They're also financing that. We're just providing a venue for them. And that's also going to be at RCN. I believe it's going to be all of RCN because we're going to have breakout groups. I'll be going to the perimeter rooms. We meet every third Tuesday of the month over at RCN in the RCN conference room. Everybody's welcome. We value the input of the residents, value their concerns. So just show up on, I think it's this coming Tuesday at 10 o'clock. Be there and we'll take note of everything. So there's no time limits. We have a couple of people with stopwatches, but we're going to ignore them. In addition, we have 7 committee members. We have voted that we're going to go expand to 9. So we have 2 chair committee spots open. And if anybody is interested, just come to the meeting and just kind of observe what we do. And if you're interested, you sign up. We are also trying to get a couple additional groups, people that have a lot of experience in animal pet rescue, and people are working with me on getting an individual for that, also for disability advocacy. And those are very important items that I probably overlooked, but now we're going to be focusing on those things too. So again, thank you very much. I think there's no 5-minute timer on, so I think I made it. Again, our meetings are third Tuesday of the month, 10 o'clock RCN. I hope to see you there. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Lou Ortega, the secretary, did I turn it off?
Nope, you're all right.
Okay, the secretary of the facilities committee. The facilities committee was working on a revamping proposal. We're switching our lighting system from the current system to LED lighting. We were beginning in the game room and working throughout Four Seasons, including our lamps. The switch to the LED lighting system should represent a substantial savings for the association. The bocce ball courts and the horseshoe courts are underway. However, the work on the bocce ball courts was delayed because of construction problems and weather. There was an unexpected concrete delay. So hopefully the work will begin sometimes next week because the Finance Committee approved the increase in cost that resulted from the construction changes. The game room chairs have begun to be replaced. We replaced the first set of 10 chairs, and this will continue until all the chairs have been reupholstered. The automatic door openers. There will be automatic door openers installed on the bathroom doors across from the theater and also on one of the lodge doors to assist people going in and out of the bathrooms. The UV light and automated systems for the pool, the community gazebos, and the conversion of lodge tennis courts to pickleball and our paddleball are still on the agenda. We're still discussing those issues, and any homeowner is welcome to come in and make suggestions or give us their opinion. The Facilities Committee also supported the upgrade of our computer system at the entry gates at Potrero and Highland Springs. Because the computer system that we currently have only could accommodate 10 area code numbers, and with so many people moving in and having different area codes, we supported the upgrade to a system that will support 100 area codes, because that is how the gate and our guests get in touch with us, and we were running out of area codes. The Facilities Committee is looking forward to working with Randy Ball. He will be the sports coordinator, and hopefully this will help us to serve all of our sportsmen and sportswomen equally well or better. And we would ask that the board confirm 2 new members to the Facilities Committee, that is Stephen Just and Richard Ladera.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the appointment to the Facilities Committee of Stephen Just and Richard Ladera.
I'll second.
Then moved and seconded to approve the appointment of Stephen Just and Richard Ladera to the Facilities Committee. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. And I would like to add that the Facilities Committee meets the 3rd Tuesday of the month at 8:30 in the Rec Center North, room 1. And if you're interested in maintaining the beauty of our community and making sure that our facilities function as they should, please come to one of our meetings so that you can see how we work and what we do, and you'll be very, very welcome. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Jim Ayala, co-chair of the Finance Committee. Just want to touch on 2 things this afternoon. Just a few comments about our revenue and expenditures, and then just a few comments regarding our independent annual audit. Year-to-date revenue and expenditures, as you can see, this is through March. Income just over $1,070,000. Expenditures $967,000. So net income year-to-date through March $103,562. Just want to make a couple comments because, again, I'm relatively new to the Finance Committee, so over the last 3 months I've learned a lot about the finances of the committee, and I think the good news is just what a sound financial position we are in. I knew that going into it, but as you get into the numbers more and more, you really appreciate just the good position that we are in. Cash flow, fortunately for our association, is really a non-issue, and that is because, as you all understand, I'm sure, the bulk of our revenue comes from homeowner assessments, and Jerry and her staff track the delinquencies very aggressively. And fortunately, the dollar amount of our delinquencies, if you look at that in relation to our total budgeted assessment revenue, those delinquencies account for a fraction of 1% of our total revenue. So in other words, virtually every member in this association, in our community, pays their dues on time. And because of that, cash flow is a non-issue. It certainly makes budgeting process for our committee and for the board a much easier process. One thing that was reported previously to the committee by Barry Janetti, our chair, is that one thing that our committee is focusing on is developing a projection process. We don't want to focus just on the current year budget. We also want to be looking at next year and the following year. Based on information that we have today, let's project out how does our revenue look, particularly important as this community builds out. The number of homeowners is going to cap. And then at that point, we can't be relying on new homeowners coming in and bringing in additional revenue. So it's really important that we look at our projected revenue in the coming years. Every year we're looking at the following 2 years, the next 2 years, and then looking at our expenditures at the same time. So this is part of our planning process to make sure that our association stays fiscally solvent in the very solid position that we are right now. So again, that's really I wanted to touch on concerning our finances. The other thing that I just want to point out is you may or may not be aware, associations such as ours are required by law to have an independent annual audit, an audit of our financial books and records performed by an outside independent CPA firm. Not just any CPA firm, but this is a firm that is qualified, meets the state requirements for performing this type of audit. And we recently, members of the Finance Committee, recently received a copy of that audit report that was completed for the year ended December 1, 2016, December 31, 2016. So the committee members were in the process of reviewing that audit report. We will be placing that on our agenda of the Finance Committee at the end of this month with the intention, hopefully, that we will at that time make a recommendation to the board that that audit report be accepted. I preliminarily looked at the report, nothing in there that is surprising by any means. Few adjustments, but that's to be expected, and the type of adjustments that I've seen, again, they're relatively minor in nature, routine. I would characterize them as routine. So again, just credit Jerry Lupo and her staff for the fine job that they're doing. As far as I can tell, doing an excellent job on maintaining the books and records of the association. By the way, I meant to also say, the fact that we have such few delinquencies, not only is that wonderful, but those few that we have, rest assured that Jerry goes after those very aggressively. So good job, and that's all I have. Thank you.
I just want to make a note that it does say the next meeting for finance is the 23rd. It is actually the 30th. We meet on the last Tuesday of every month. So we actually have 5 Tuesdays. So that's the only adjustment.
Good afternoon. My name is Vince Conway. I am the chair for the Landscape Committee.